All right, it's good to have everybody for our February sales meeting. And we're going to start off with Jeff Smith with Assurance Financial.
Hello, everybody. Happy March, happy February. Getting ahead of myself there. It's been a long year, so it feels like it's already March. I just again want to start off, as always, by thanking you all for letting me have this relationship with you. I know that we have to earn it on every single deal that we're referred to you. We're blessed and honored to be here, and I just hope we can keep strengthening our relationship as we go throughout this year. Um, Interest rates, I'll usually start there. We're sitting at just barely over 6%. They've been holding here for a while. Last two times we got this low in the last 2.5 years, they jumped right back up again. But they were very slow to come down to where we're at. I'm kind of a big believer in whatever you want to call it, the yin and the yang, and because they came down slow, it feels like it's more of a foundational shift. I say that things could all change tomorrow, who knows? But it does kind of feel like we're really hovering around that 6%. And in most cases, I can usually get somebody right now into 5.99%, or maybe even 5.875. And that's kind of a big deal. I don't know why, but mentally, a lot of people feel way better having a 5.99 rate than 6% rate, which are essentially they're the same thing. But psychologically, they love having that five number in there. It's bizarre. And I've said this before too, that, I felt like there was going to be a lot of pent up demand this year because this time last year, I had pre-approved a lot of people. Some of y'all had sent me some people and we were all ready to buy. And it really felt like we were in for a big buying season. And then for whatever reason, as soon as we started mentioning the word tariffs, people put their foot on the brakes. Nobody knew what to expect. And it felt like that kind of threw a wet towel on everything. But I had a lot of people pre-approved that didn't buy, which told me we may be in for a good buying season this year. And so far, it's starting to prove it for me, at least. I'm having a very big February and we're setting up a pretty good March. And I've had a lot of people reach back out and say, hey, Jeff, would you please freshen up, the numbers for me? So a lot of those people who didn't buy last year are starting to come back out of the woodwork this year. I mean, think about it. They wanted to buy last year. They were ready to move and then they didn't. And so you got to think they're still out there. You got to think they're still wanting to move. So all that to say, let's all keep in front of our spheres and all that kind of stuff. I don't have to tell you all how to market your own business, but I know it's just important to make sure that if you were talking to somebody a year ago, that you stay in front of them. I just happened to call somebody up and they'd almost forgotten about me a year later and we're getting pre-approved with somebody else. And luckily I gave them a call and got them back on board. So that's kind of that. One thing I do want to remind you about Assurance Financial, what kind of separates us when it comes to buying a house, we can be very, very aggressive. I'll just remind you that we are a correspondent lender. So we do have all of our processing, underwriting, and funding. All of that takes place in-house. All we do are residential mortgages. So we're not like a big bank where we have other profit centers or other things that we may lose. We may have to focus on that may be more important than the mortgage that you all send us, the buyer. But that is not the case here. We are 100%, everybody in our company is 100% focused on providing really, really top quality customer service to all of our clients when it comes to buying a home. And so we have our own underwriters. So if they have an issue, they're going to call me on the phone. So something that may take other places, several days worth of emails going back and forth, we'll knock out in 5 minutes. I know all of my underwriters. I'm going to see them next week at our annual sales conference down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And it also means we can be very, very fast if we need to be. If you have a seller that is getting picky and they don't want a financing contingency, maybe you got a competitive offer situation, I'm fine getting a deal underwritten in 2 days. If you gave me a contract today, I could get them underwritten tomorrow. To be honest, I could probably get them underwritten today if we really had to. So we can just move that fast. I know who to ask for favors. if we need them. We have 4 appraisers on rotation. We use kind of a different model than most people. And what that means is, it doesn't mean they're going to give us the value that we want every single time, but they are going to give us, and they're going to fight for the value that's there. And they can move very, very quickly. So I just had an appraisal last week. For whatever reason, the seller, it was a hot property, and the other person that we were competing against, it was a cash deal. They didn't have an appraiser involved. Our client was offering a little bit more. So they said they would take it as long as we could get the appraisal done within 3 days. So we got our appraisers out there. We got the appraisal back in 3 days. So we can do that kind of stuff. I'm not saying it's fun and we need to do that on every single deal. But if it's needed to get the deal done, we will do what needs to be done to help you win that deal. So other than that, just keep in mind, we have a really big product list. Yes, we do have products that are here for Assurance Financial, but we also have a huge list of investors that we work with. Depending on the deal, I can be looking at rates from anywhere from 20 to 30 other investors, depending on the product. So we can shop the rate, and we can have a huge list of products. If it's a residential mortgage, we can pretty much do it. The big thing that I always mention is our bridge loan. If you've got that person that's on the fence and they're scared and nervous about setting that whole thing up, houses are sitting a little bit longer. So some people, they want that equity from their house to put down on the new house, and they're not comfortable getting a purchase under contract when they don't have their current house under contract. And sellers are still not comfortable with getting contingent offers. So the bridge loan takes care of all of that. We will give them equity in their house today so that they can purchase a house today. And our bridge loan doesn't have a monthly payment to it. So therefore, we don't have to qualify them for 2 mortgage payments, only the one on the new purchase. So it's a really, really great product. If you've got somebody that's even on the fence, send them to me to talk about the bridge loan. We'll get them off the fence. We'll get them back in the game, and we'll get them buying a house here shortly. With less stress than they would have, trying to sell a house and do all that. We also have construction to perm loans. Of course, we have VA, FHA, USDA, conventional loans, FHA, down payment assistance programs. Pretty much anything you can think of, we've pretty much got it. So I would love to help bring good customer service and bring happy clients to your closing table, so they will go away and refer you more deals. If you need my help, if you have any questions at all, I'm always available, weeknights, weekends. When you're working, I'm working. Thank you again. Blessed and honored to be a part of the team, and I hope we continue to have a great year.
Hey,
Jeff.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. I'm going to come back with a story concerning Jeff, but we have Doug Dean on, who is getting ready to do a closing for us, so he needs to go right now.
Go ahead,
Doug.
Jeff. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm sharing my screen, but first, I just want to say good morning and welcome. Thanks for having me on this morning. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, happy Valentine's Day month. The story I wanted to use to illustrate a point this month was last Friday. I had a closing where the buyer, showed up to closing with legal papers that had been stuck in the doorknob of the house he was buying at walkthrough. And that is always enough to make even the most seasoned buyer, a little concerned. They brought it to me, and of course, no matter who it was, I'm going to do my best to take care of all the parties and get the deal done. But I believe Jeff was the lender, and it was a maximum one agent. So, I'm going to do my best to move heaven and earth and make sure that we can get the deal done. It actually turned into sort of a fascinating story. Our seller bought the property last October at foreclosure. The foreclosure sale generated more money than was necessary to pay off the 2 mortgages against the property. And the prior owner who got foreclosed on had assigned the rights to the excess foreclosure proceeds to 2 different companies. He basically took 2 payments to sell the same rights to 2 different companies. So that's what the lawsuit was about. Unfortunately, the address that the lawsuit had for the former owner was the property address, and that's why they served papers at the property address. Ultimately, we were able to get our title insurance company on board and comfortable that our seller was not the target of the lawsuit. The property and the title to the property were not the subject of the lawsuit, and the lawsuit only dealt with leftover money from a prior foreclosure sale where all the prior liens had already been paid. So we said, that's fine. They can go to court and fight about the money all they want, but we're not going to let it hold up our closing. So it was an interesting story, but knowing that you're working with your partner attorney, who, as I always put it, legally I represent the lender, but I'm always looking out for maximum one to the best I can, not inconsistent with representing my lender as well. So just remember that we're looking out for you. We were able to take this. And the other nice thing is I'm pretty good at explaining things. So the buyers came in a little jumpy about why are there legal papers on my property. And when I laid it all out, what it pertained to, why it got delivered there, why it doesn't affect them, their seller, or their property, they were able to do what I always want, and that was walk away happy with their new property. I'm teaching our monthly Business Builder Speaker Series, third Wednesday every month at 10 o'clock. And this month, I thought it would be fun. I have taught plenty of 2026 GAR Changes CE classes. Not everybody has made it to them. And I said, well, I'm going to take a 3-hour CE and I'm going to boil it down to 1 hour of the high points. It's not a CE class. It's not 3 hours, but it's going to be a 1 hour overview of important 2026 GAR changes. And that'll be Wednesday, February 18th, 10 a.m. And Zoom link should be in our firm calendar. So I encourage you, if you have not taken a GAR contract changes, you can at least get the Cliff Notes version in an hour on our Business Builder class. And put together some pictures of all the folks in recent closings that we've been able to make walk away happy from closings that we've had. Remember that we're always here to help you and to make your life easy and to make your closings outstanding. Tracy's always available to look up legal descriptions, and I'm always available to help review documents, answer questions, and get you pointed in the right direction wherever I can. So we appreciate every opportunity we have to work with you, and we look forward to seeing you at the closing table again soon. Thanks.
Hey, thank you, Doug. Let's see.
Kyle Peace.
Yes, Kyle Peace is on.
So, Kyle, if you can unmute yourself, and we will go ahead and have you talk to our agents next.
And while Kyle's getting on, I'll go ahead and share the story real quick. It's funny that the one I was going to share, Doug, was the same closing that you just described, because I knew some of the backstory on this. The agent had been working with this client for between 1.5 years, 2 years. I mean, it was a long time, and they kept getting outbid on homes and turned down, and they were making really strong offers. So finally, they got this one under contract, and they had been pre-approved through Rocket Mortgage, but it was like a few months before, and the agent told them about Jeff, and it was like the smoothest, quickest, got them qualified, got a great rate, and got better than what Rocket had quoted them. And so it was a huge win, I felt like, because, here's a client that's been working hard to get something closed, and we ended up with a very smooth closing, all the roadblocks. It was amazing how smooth it went. And I think a lot of that has to do with our team. with you guys working together when you know each other and you can communicate. It's different than having a closing with different attorneys every month and different lenders, and the communication is just not as clear and as good. And as we all know, there's a lot of things can happen in these closings. And I don't see that Kyle has unmuted himself.
Hey, Neil, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, there you are.
I
Himself.
apologize. Yeah, I may have interrupted you. My computer's been freezing as we're going on here, so I didn't know if
Yeah.
you were talking to me or not when somebody asked me to unmute. Can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Okay. So, just want to share a little bit about
Kyle, it's
numbers
freezing up
and
bad.
how it's sort of investment. And let's say we had $100,000, and okay, you want to come back to me later?
Yeah, if it's something you can fix, because it's freezing up, we're not getting hardly anything.
Yeah, we'll come back to you.
I'll log out and come back.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and move
Okay.
on. We're going to go ahead and share our screen now. And we'll move on with our sales meeting, and we'll come back to Kyle after we get through some of these slides.
All right, so here we go. February. Here is a list of all of our alliance partners and the offices they are out of. So next month, we are going to be having an in-person sales meeting, agent appreciation, and awards event. So it's 3 in 1. We're very excited about this. The last 2 years, we've been doing agent awards for everyone based on their production and based on their units sold. And we've been doing a really nice event. And we've just felt like it was time to try to go ahead and include everyone in this event, because we think it's important to celebrate each other's accomplishments. And also, it'll give us a chance to meet in person in a location with plenty of room. And it's going to be in March. Now, the date, we have requested some dates, so be on the lookout for that. Information will be coming on the exact date. It will be in the auditorium at First Baptist Church Cumming. And there will be a photographer to do professional photos. Now, these are photos. We have a backdrop that has, as you see, the M1 and says Maximum One on it. And agents typically get their pictures made here. And those that get awards can use those awards in their marketing when they post things about the award ceremony. But also, we'll have a different backdrop and a photographer to take your professional photo. Headshot, like for your marketing. So you can dress nice, however you want to be in your headshot. And then the goal is to get more of our agents with the same background and have some consistency in our marketing as a firm. So like on our firm website, when people go to the agents and they're searching agents, you'll all have the same backdrop. It'll take time to make that 100%, but anyway, but this is an event that we're excited to offer and to get to see everyone. And Amy, you got anything else on that?
No, we should know in the next few days about the dates we submitted. It will be around the same time as we normally have our March sales meeting, and we're going to make it around the lunchtime area, just so those of you who do work a second job can maybe come during your lunch break. This is a great opportunity for those of you who are part of Merge or you're part of a team to maybe get team photos as well, since you're going to have some free headshots. We're going to have a professional photographer there, like Neil said, and we will have some desserts set up, and all of our great alliance partners will be there as well. So we hope to see everyone at that event. So just keep an eye out on your email and the private Facebook page, and we'll post that in there as soon as we know the date.
And we will definitely need a head count so we will know how many tables need set up and chairs. how much dessert to purchase, all of those kind of things. So anyway, look forward to seeing everyone at that. And there's also going to be some big announcements at that meeting. So I really hope that you make it. And there's probably even going to be some prizes and things involved. So it'll be worth your time. So moving on, I'm sure everybody on here has heard of, has used Chat GPT. I've been using it for a while, but as of yesterday, I actually went to the paid version because I was using it so much. I had maxed it out, and I was going to have to wait 5 hours for it to reset. And I thought, well, $20 a month, that's easy because my time's worth more than having to wait 5 hours to jump back in. So it gave me a lot more tools, a lot more flexibility and what I could do. And I could, anyway, if you're not a part of that, I encourage you to use it. Don't be afraid of it. It's probably one of the easiest things. I mean, you think about going on Google and searching something, how easy that is. This is just as easy. You go in, you ask, you say whatever you want, and it literally gets to know you as a person, like some of the, like what your interests are, what pretty much everything. I know with me, I mean, it even picks up spiritual things, everything that you put input into it. And that makes your workflow go so much faster when you do something. Because I was looking at, there's a lot of different AI platforms out there. But I thought, if you get scattered across all of them, it's hard for, each one to know the same things about you. So anyway, this is the one I use. You may find a different one, but I just want to show you something that I did with it literally this morning. So I threw this together. I went into Chat GPT and I just put in the counties I wanted, asked for the stats, and then I just used the snipping tool, cut and pasted these in here. And the reason I'm telling you that, I want you, well, one, to know it maybe took me 2 minutes or 3 minutes to do the next 4 slides. And you're not even going to be looking in 4 counties, probably. You're going to look in the county you work the most. But it's really good to check this occasionally, because what happens in the market? It shifts and it changes, right? So currently, we're looking like at Forsyth County. And you've got some stats of the median sales prices, even down here where it says sale to list ratio. That's, what percentage of the asking price is getting met. Well, whatever the asking price is, most sellers are getting 98% of that. And then down here where it says talking points, these are things you would want to know to talk to your clients about, because people know you're in the business. They're going to ask you about the market. And as your broker, I'll be honest, like, people ask me stuff about the market a lot. And since I'm not helping buyers or sellers, I don't know the market. I mean, I have an idea, but I'm not in the business of knowing the market. If I was, I would need to know what's out there, because it'd make my job easier. My job now doesn't require me knowing all that, but I still look at it. So I'm going to go on through the other counties. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time talking on these, but I'm just kind of showing you, Forsyth County, it's higher priced. A lot of people move to Dawson County because it is more affordable. And it's not as affordable as it was a few years back, but it is, I feel like it's a great place to invest, because it's going to, Atlanta continues to move further north. These home values are going to just keep going up. I mean, think about the people that bought in Alpharetta years ago. I mean, you can't get a townhome for less than $1 million in Alpharetta. You just can't. So if you're thinking of generational wealth, the more you can buy in Dawson County right now and own, 5 to 10 years, values just keep going up. So it is leaning more towards a buyer's market now in Dawson County, because Dawson and Forsyth inventory has gone up. Hall County, it's pretty stable because in Hall County, you kind of it's a workforce. There's a lot of plants over there. There's a lot of lower income families, but it's more of a working class like physical work, and it's way more affordable over there. And there's plenty of homes. See here, active inventory, approximately 1,700 homes. It's more affordable than Forsyth, but more urban than Dawson. So, but it's good to know the counties around you, because if you've been working with a buyer and they just cannot qualify for a home in Forsyth, what's the next best option? Dawson County. And then Clark County, because we have some agents that are doing more and more business over in the Athens area. The thing to think about there, because the University of Georgia, it's very investor heavy. Think about all the student housing that the university keeps growing, and more people need places to live for a few years. They're not looking to buy. They're looking just to rent for a few years, and then they're going to move on and get a job somewhere else. So that's, if you're in investing, just know that those properties, they sell faster. If I buy an investment property in Forsyth County, it's not going to sell as fast. And there's several reasons why. You can't do short-term rentals there. And if you go online and look in Forsyth, they have qualifications for properties that can do short-term rentals. And then you find out every property that meets that criteria, it's a long process still to do a short-term rental. So counties like Clark County, you can go in and buy an investment property, flip it much faster than you can Dawson or Forsyth. So in summary, each county has a different identity. Forsyth is more of a move up and luxury market, where Dawson's more affordability and growth. Hall's the workforce and balance, and Clark's investor driven and fast moving. Now I know there's some other counties around us that some of us work in, or some of you. North Fulton is one of them. It's even more expensive than Forsyth, but it's just good to know your market. And I just wanted to show you how easy it is to get like just to check the pulse for the county you're in, is go into ChatGPT or another AI platform and just ask it, and it'll pull from the internet and gather that data for you so quick. So use that tool. We actually, our Monday morning masterminds, we have it every Monday at 9:30. We had 2 agents on yesterday, was all. And
2 agents from our
from our brokerage. And there's a
maximum 1 agents were on from other franchises. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, that's okay.
But we had this whole topic was discussed, and it was recorded as well. So I'll make sure to get the link out to you guys, because she went into depth on how to use ChatGPT
for real estate.
Yeah, it was great.
Actually using it for real estate.
If I can jump in real quick, we had our
Yes.
marketing director, our digital marketing person, did a really nice presentation on how agents can use AI to generate marketing content. It's available on our website under the Business Builder Speaker Series, and I'll put a link in the chat. If you haven't seen it, I'd encourage you to check it out. I was really impressed with how easily he was able to generate marketing content as if he were a real estate agent.
Yes. And I mentor agents. And Gary, I see your hand raised, so I'm going to ask you next. You can go ahead and unmute. I mentor agents, and one of the things I have shared with them is, when you don't know what to say, go in to ChatGPT and tell them, hey, I need to make some phone calls to clients. What would be some good topics to discuss in the real estate market? What are some stats in their area? And just, you're not going to sit there and read it to them, but you need to read and internalize some of that, so that it gives you ideas on conversation starters. I mean, there's just so many things that, if you get stuck, it will it's mind blowing how much information it'll pull together, and it'll help you get started in the right direction. Gary, what's the link to?
There we go. I was wondering, what did you use? Where did you pull the data from that you put into Chat GPT and then it gave those reports?
I didn't pull the data from anywhere. I went on Chat GPT and let me see. Well, I'm just going to tell you because I don't want to mess up our slides. But if all I did, I went in and put together. Now this I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly how I worded it because it don't really matter. You just put in. I just put together some real estate market statistics for Forsyth County, Georgia, Dawson County, Georgia, Hall County, Georgia, Clark County, Georgia, and then I put something to the effect, put this in a format I can use in a sales meeting. I mean, just tell it what you want it to do. And then it goes in, and let me just jump back. If you notice, it pulls this information was pulled from Instagram, trading economy, realtor. So that's like realtor.com, Zillow, realtor.com, Redfin. So that's where it pulled the information. I just told it what I wanted. It went across the internet looking at different databases and pulled the information it needed to give me to show you. So that's what I'm talking about, it cutting on your workload. You don't have to do a ton of research. Let it do the research for you and pull it in. Gary, you're going to say something else?
I was just going to say, I've been known to peruse other listings, and there's only so many things you can say about a listing. It's near this park, this shopping, obviously a community. Now the full finished basement, that's going to be unique to this property. But I was thinking in my head, pulling reports from FMLS that they have on the homepage, or the content that you may want to put in there, and then let it consolidate, remove duplicates, and then say things about the community, pull it from the internet or that you provide. I use ChatGPT a lot. I was blown away with the statistics. At the end of last year, it said, here's how much you've used it, and I use it a lot. But that's true. Just let it run its own search, and so much quicker.
Yeah. And I use it in other areas besides real estate. I mean, it's just, anyway, moving on. So new for 2026, we've had a YouTube channel for a long time. And if you scan this QR code, it will take you to the link so you can go there and subscribe.
So yeah, we'll leave this graphic up here real quick so you guys can get out your phones. You can scan the QR code. And then, like we're talking about ChatGPT, different things, all these how-to videos will be posted on our YouTube channel. So this link, QR code, is actually going to take you to our link tree, which has our YouTube channel, it has our broker calendar, it has all those things listed at the bottom of this graphic here we have pulled up on Zoom. So just go ahead and get out your phones and scan that real quick. Anything else you want to say about that?
Well, I wanted to try to make something that's easy for everybody to access without having to go through a whole lot of different logins and things. And this will be public. You know, if other people see it, so be it. But we just want to make things as easy and fluid for everyone as possible. And I just feel like I use YouTube. I go on and I subscribe to people, and I watch and listen and learn a lot on there. And I'm like, why are we not using it more and making it easier for our agents to find how-to videos, sales meetings to go back? Because, you know, we send the sales meeting out as a link and email. If you're like me, like Amy finds a lot of emails I delete in our trash, and she's like, why'd you delete this? Well, I don't even remember deleting it. I just get delete happy, and I go down through and I start deleting stuff. So, you know, you don't have to look back through your inbox and try to find, well, they sent that sales meeting out. Where is it? Well, there's a whole file on our website. Now, I hadn't downloaded all the past ones. I did put in a few past ones. This one today will be on there, of course. But we're just looking at more ways to make the company better, make things easier for you as the agents. One thing that I know some people are still, we're working through getting everyone set up with the Chase app to do your deposits so that you don't have to drive to a bank. You don't have to drive to an office and submit checks. You just take the picture with your phone, front and back, and submit it. One thing that, and I don't know how else I can get this point across because it happens almost every single time. People take pictures of these checks, they get deposited. I see the check, I see who it's from. I have no idea what property it goes to. I don't know what transaction. I don't know the buyer or seller's names of every transaction. Please, please, please put the property address in the memo line. If there's something else written, write it somewhere on the check. I'll find it. It'll be a lot easier for me to find an address on the check. You don't have to put a lot of information. Just the street number. I don't even need to know the city. Just whatever you've named it in Paperless Pipeline. That way, when the branch manager calls me and says, I don't know what to do with this check. And I'm like, well, put it in commission. It's somebody's commission. And when they're missing it, they'll reach out to us. So please do that, because that is something we're doing it to make your life easier. But it sometimes makes our life harder when we don't know where the money goes. All right. February birthdays.
All right, we have several February birthdays. Here they all are: Josue, Andy Coleman, Betty Collins, Robin Parker, Kristen G, Heather Warner, Veronica, Tony, Annalie, myself, and our daughter, Kara, who does our marketing for us. So happy birthday to all the MX1 agents on this graphic and to those who help on the office end.
Okay, guys, time for reflection, questions. It can be questions for alliance partners, for us. It can be anything you want to share about upcoming listings. I'm sorry, my mind went to something I forgot to add to the slideshow, and it was about the new listing agreements this year. I know, I will say this, I have been very impressed with how many people in our firm has attended the GAR form trainings. I know Doug has taught two of the GAR form changes classes for us. And between in-person and online, we've had a very good turnout each time. And I'm excited because the better you understand what's in the contract, the better agent you're going to be.
And if you've not had a chance, like Doug mentioned earlier, to do the 3-hour CE course, he is doing this on his Wednesday Business Builder in March, Doug, or in February?
This month, Wednesday, February 18th at 10 a.m. A 1-hour overview on Zoom.
So in almost a week. So if you've not been able, agents, I'm speaking to you, if you've not been able to attend the 3-hour CE, please, please, please try to attend that, because you're going to get what you need to get out of that 1 hour, just nailing it down of what has changed in the GAR 2026 forms.
And all I'll say on it is on page 2 at the top, it's going to talk about some of the things like, if your client wants you to, as their agent or us as their listing firm, if they want us to just advertise to our agents first and for how long and all that, that is the biggest, like, stupid thing that they've done in this whole thing, because that, what they did by adding that, it does not help the seller in any way. That is only to help brokers. And, you know, yes, I love it when agents in our firm help buyers buy listings that our firm has. That's great, because then you're working both sides of the deal. It goes smoother a lot of times. Most of the time, we have no problem getting them to use alliance partners that we work with. But at the same time, we have to remember our job is to represent our clients the best we can possibly represent them. And if I only advertise to the agents in our firm and not the entire world, are they going to get the best price for their property? Absolutely not. They're not going to. And the easy question is think about it. If you're selling your own personal home, would you just want to advertise to agents in our firm in case they might have somebody, or would you want to advertise it to the world so that hopefully you're going to get the best offer you can possibly get for your home? Well, the answer clearly is you want to put it out there for the world to see so that you can get the best price for your home. I've got a lot of friends, but I don't want to sell them my home cheaper because they're my friends. If I'm selling my home, I want to make every dime I can off that home. Your home is an investment, right? So if that's what we would choose to do for ourselves, why would we not do that for our clients? But we know we live in a jacked up world. I mean, it's been that way since right at, like chapter 2 of the book most of us read. It's been a mess, and it's not going to get easier. But let's just use common sense. And what I'm saying, that section's in there at the top of page 2. But if you read the bracketed text above it, it just says if you don't check one of those boxes, then it's not a part of the agreement. So, in other words, I would encourage you skip over that. Don't even discuss it. To me, it makes no sense because it's not in your client's best interest. All right, I'm going to shut up and give someone else a chance to talk.
Kyle could not get his computer to unfreeze, so he apologizes about that. I will send out his information for those of you who might need some financial advising advice. He's great. He's been with us for a while, and you will really like him. Do we have any agents on here that have any upcoming transactions that they want to tell us about, or you have any wow moments that you've experienced the last month that you want to share with us? If so, please unmute yourself. Right. Well, we will move on then to our top producers for the month of January. So we've looked at the numbers, and for February, we took those January numbers, and we are going to make sure, can everyone give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen? Perfect, good. All right, here are those top producers. Out of Hiawassee, we have Kayla Holcomb. Out of Dawsonville, Jeff Curvis. And then our top producers, we have Paige Smith, Jeff Curtis, Caleb Bell, and Cruz Matheson from the Dawsonville office. Congratulations. The top team producers and units sold from the Dawsonville office is Bohannon and G, Elite Realty. From the Gainesville office, our top producers are Josue and then Pilgrim's Property Group. The top team and units sold from our Gainesville office is the Owens Real Estate team. Coming top producers, we have Tony in first place. Second place was Peggy Withrow, and third place was Jen Collette. Congratulations, you three. Our top team producers and units sold from the Coming office were father-son team, Dan and Andy Hall. Our commercial top producer was Bev Lightfoot. Congratulations, Bev. And out of our Catalyst firm, our top producers were Peter Ye and Nympha Jennings. Here are our top 10. We have Tony, BG Elite, the Hall team, Paige Smith, Jeff Curvis, Peter Ye, Josue, Peggy, Lindsay Pilgrim with Pilgrim Properties Group, and Bev Lightfoot. So congratulations to the top 10. Super proud of you guys. And as a reminder, here is the contact information if you need to reach us. If it's on a weekend, please use the weekend broker on duty information. And before you call the office or before you get panicked, if it's the weekend, check Paperless Pipeline. 99% of the answer to your question will be in there.
Or in your contract.
True. Here are our QR codes. If you need to get out your phone and scan any of those, it has our Instagram page, our Facebook private page, and our public page, our YouTube channel. And I believe
There was one more page.
There was one more.
Yeah.
Let me click
There.
our page, and then especially this next one, the Chase mobile app. So if you want to not be driving to the office to turn in earnest money or commission check, make sure you pull out your phone and scan this, and then also email the office, and we will get you set up on the Chase mobile app. So then you can just upload deposits and stuff from your phone, from the comfort of your home. And then here, of course, is our website, and it will have our CE classes and agent information. It links all your guys' KV Corp. Well, it's called Bold Trail now, your Bold Trail pages. So take a look at your Bold Trail page. Make sure you need to, if you need to update any information on there, your headshot or anything, you have the ability to do that. And that is all we have on our end. Neil, do you have anything else to close us out with?
Well, just a reminder, if on a lot of the platforms I've noticed now, and for some time, like Georgia MLS, FMLS, if you are not logging in, and I don't know the exact number, like how many days or weeks, but if you don't log in, it kicks you out. And we've checked into why that happens. And I think it was FMLS that told us their platform's so big that if there's people not using it, by them turning theirs off, it allows everyone else's to work a little faster, I guess. And the only reason I bring it up is it's almost, if not weekly, every other week, we'll get an email or a call to the office saying, why can't I access FMLS? Well, it's because you've not logged in forever. So then somebody in our office has to go back and add you in again. So I do know, like FMLS, Georgia MLS works that way. Bold Trail now, if you're not logging in using it, it gets turned off, which is a good thing for us because it costs us for everyone that's on there. And we don't really need to be paying, $18, $19 a month for websites not being used. So
Per agent.
Yeah, it's really more like $2,000 a month. But anyway, so just let us know if we can help you in your business in any way. If there's one of our platforms you need help on, we can definitely get you pointed in the right direction and get you up and running. We want you to be successful because, when you're successful, we're successful. We're in this together. And just know that we're here to support your business and help you in any way.
Any questions? We will go ahead and stop the recording. But if you have any questions, now's the time.